I don't like my voice that much. I'm just going to shortly ask you one question, which you might all three answer, and it is the purpose of Hensley Brothers' visit this time to Helsinki in September 4th, 2013.
Shall I start that? Go on. It's a way to say thank you to a lot of people who basically mended me after my heart attack in January. It's a very simple way for us to say thank you in a very obvious and demonstrative way, and it's just going to make it also helps me from a personal point of view to see all of these people that a lot of them I didn't see because I was unconscious for a long time, but it was just great the fact that I can get up and get close with these people and touch them and say thank you, and we can give something back to the hospital. So that's how it is for me.
How long was that period in January? You said you...
I was actually in the hospital for 4 weeks, of half of which I was pretty much out of it.
You were very much out of it. You were very much unconscious.
Away with the fairies, I'm afraid. And so the actual incident, the heart attack itself, the operation, and the start of the recovery, I know nothing about, because my treatment included putting me into a coma so that my body could cope with the trauma that it had gone through. But hey, you know, that's a small price to pay for being here with my friends and here to play tonight, which is just fantastic.
And I think also the point is from the family's point of view. You know, I mean, we were at home. This happened to Trevor in the airport here in Helsinki, and so the first we knew, I received a phone call from a doctor, Lena Mild, at the hospital, and she explained what they were doing and with the hypothermic therapy and everything, and in a very professional way and calm way, she made me calm down and not panic. And then I contacted the rest of the family in England, and of course we immediately made plans to come here so we could see Trevor. And it was quite shocking to see him there with tubes and electrical wires and completely in La La Land. It was very shocking, but at the same time it was very good to see that he was in such good hands. And the nurses and the doctors there were fantastic to us because they knew as family we were very worried about him and everything else. But I can tell you from the family's point of view, we immediately felt comfortable. And I was sure, even after 2 minutes of seeing him in the intensive care unit, that he was going to be okay, just because they were so professional and clearly so good at their job. So this was the first visit. By the second visit, he was making some progress, but he was still unconscious. And then all of us in the family were so thankful to the hospital. So how could we express that thanks? And I just came up with the idea, what I do is I play music. So if there's some way to play music and use it to benefit the hospital, let's do that. And so he got better and better and better, and we started to develop the idea for the concert, and that's where Mika came in, because Mika's a very close friend of mine here in Finland, and also...
Then I got my stomach, oh no, now I need a friend.
A musician. And Seppo and Jyrki and Tapio, we all got together and we immediately started to make the plan. And Mika got the venue, Tavastia, and they've thrown everything in to the project. He'll tell you more about that. But the idea of the concert, in my opinion, was just simply for a way for us as a family to show our gratitude to the people in the hospital. And this was in January, and now 6 months later, it's actually going to happen. So it's very exciting.
Do you think anyone from the hospital will be around in the evening tonight?
I believe there will be.
A lot of them will be around. Yeah.
And apparently, a lot of the people from the hospital that are coming are people who looked after me while I was in hospital, and most of them I didn't see. So it's going to be interesting to talk to them.
A lot of emotion.
There will be a lot of them there, and in the first half of the show is acoustic, and then we take a break, and in the break Trevor will present the hospital with a check from all the ticket money is going to the hospital. So the venue will prepare a check. Well, they've already prepared it. They fill in the total, and he will present that to the hospital, and the money will go directly to the pre-op one, to the surgeons, to the surgery, to post-op, and all of the departments which specifically dealt with Trevor. We made sure it went there because those are the people that saved his life, and those are the people that we want to receive the money. So there will be a lot of people from the hospital there. They will be on stage with me during the introduction, and they will be on stage, some of them will be on stage when Trevor makes the presentation. So
there's just one little comment, if I can add, please, that when I had the heart attack in the airport, there were two English doctors who sat right behind me, Will and Sophie, and they unfortunately can't get here. So I would like to say a massive thank you to them, because they were the ones that initially got on me and did the CPR and kept my airways working, so that the hospital were then in a position to take me over in a stable.
Yeah, it was a sequence of events. I mean, Will and Sophie were there in the same departure lounge waiting for the same plane. And you can characterize that any way you want to. I know how I characterize it, but they were immediately able to work on him because they knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And then they were able to, that created time for the paramedics to come and to take over, and then the ambulance people to take over before they got him to the cardiac area at the hospital, and then they took over. So this sequence of events, if you're going to have a heart attack, which by the way, don't.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a heart attack,
don't have a heart attack, people.
No,
this would be the sequence of events that you would want to take place for it to happen. So it was perfect.
And that's how I actually came along. About 4 hours before, actually 2 hours before, Trevor went to the gate to the airport. We were talking about him.
They're always talking about me.
We talk about each other too, but anyway. So actually, I was in the middle of doing this Uriah Heep book in Finnish, and we were just talking about Trevor, things and that, about the 70s and their family, and of course about Ken.
Yeah.
And after a few hours about that, I heard that you have a heart attack, and of course I thought that it has happened in England, that you already got there. Yeah. A couple of days later, there's a text message from Ken that, hey, Mika, me and my whole family is here. Come to Virgin Island, let's have a dinner. And I went, oh, so Trevor is here. All right. Things to went to another, and straight away at the dinner table, Ken was, Mika, I want to make a charity evening to the Meilahti Sairaala for the heart surgery, to the adult, to that place that in Finland most of the time gets bad publicity in every week. And I said, Ken, no, let's not do that. My stomach already, you don't do things like that in Finland. And as Ken is one of the best talkers that I know, if he's never going into politics, Ken Hensley for president. I will be his.
There you go.
King of Spain.
King
I
of
like
Spain.
it.
King
I
of
like it.
Spain.
It's a big concept.
Anyway, suddenly I realized, and from my point of view, there was also that thing that, hey, in all those bad things that people love to read about the Finnish welfare society system, all those people that ambulance doesn't come on time, there's 6 times that those heroes of those hospitals are on time and doing excellent job. And for example, my daddy had the brain attack 2 years ago. and he was in the same hospital than Trevor, 2 weeks, and like him, he doesn't remember anything about that time when they switched him to another hospital. He remember. So I was thinking that, hey, I own to that hospital something. Actually, if you ask me, that's how I talk to all those Finnish musicians, lovely musicians, and said, hey, we all have, sad but true, connected with that hospital, and sometimes we seem to forget how good job the Finnish Health Society does.
It's a small thing. It's going to be a big concert, but it's just a very, very simple and loud way to say thank you.
Yeah.
And actually there's also in Finnish version about this story at the end of the book.
Is there?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. That's the coda. It ends like that. Once again, Ken Hensley's music brings the light and happiness to the Finnish people's lives.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, but I want to go back to this idea of me being president. I think I'm beginning to like this. It's a big concept.
Yeah, you would be excellent politician.
It's got me a little worried, but
Trust
it's a
me.
big concept.
Trust me, I'm Ken.